Hey guys, Cam from Team ChainBlock here, and today we've got, it's not a deck profile for once. Today I'm going to be showcasing a few combos for my Voiceless voice deck. I'm going to do like one or two combos. I'm going to show you like the pretty standard 1-card combos and 2-card combos. And some ways to play around like draw and like get an Omni Negate before 5 summons to avoid getting nibbed. And then I'll probably finish it off with 1 or 2 test hands to show how consistent the deck would be. Now before I get into the video, I'll just please ask you to check out Kong's Cards, good friends of the channel, once again sponsoring this video. And remember to use ChainBlock 5 at checkout for 5% off any Yu-Gi-Oh singles that you might want, with Rarity Collection 2 dropping now in I think Wednesday coming. It's just a great opportunity to get a few nice upgrades and some nice reprints as well. I know a few people I know are looking for Pressure Planet Raid slots specifically. It's a nice reprint and getting it for a little bit cheaper. So like I said, this video is pretty much just showcasing pretty much the 1-card combos with low and showing exactly what the Voiceless voice deck can do step by step, because I don't really see many people putting up the combo tutorials for this in for paper play. You just kind of see replays on EDO Pro and stuff, and I'd much rather showcase it as someone who learns from seeing people do it in paper play. I just think it'd be a good idea to showcase it with the physical cards. Okay, so the first combo I'm going to showcase is the 1-card combo with low. So basically how this combo works is she works on her own, and I'm just going to assume that we don't get hand trap draining here, just for simplicity's sake, because I'm going to be showcasing how to play through certain hand traps in the video. So how this combo starts off is simply normal summon the low, and you'll use the low effect, which allows you to place a continuous spell or trap with Voiceless voice name, of course, in the back row, face up from the deck. And typically we are going to go for Barrier. Now Barrier allows you to search for any Voiceless voice card, and then also while you control low and a ritual monster, it can pretty much make it so that none of your light monsters can be targeted by card effects, which is very powerful. So you use this effect to search, and here you're going to search for Saphira. Now Saphira, she's going to use her effect to dump the Saphira herself, and she also dumps a ritual spell from the deck. And in doing so, she will search for a ritual monster. So you'll search for the Skull Guardian. Now, very important note here as well, that if you do get drawled upon using the barrier, if you have already opened the ritual, any sort of ritual monster, she can dump herself and the ritual spell, and then it also specifies that you can search for a ritual monster. So that's not actually required for you to dump the 2 of these. So it's good to have access to the extra ritual summon and to be able to dump the prayers, so you can recycle your board if need be. So just in case you were wondering, that's a good way to play under the draw. But here you're going to use the effect of Saphira to ritual summon. She'll banish herself to ritual summoning using obviously materials from the hand or field. You'll tribute your low from the field because she treats herself as the full tribute, and summon the Skull Guardian. Now you'll chain 1 the low here, and you'll chain 2 Skull Guardian. Now this part is very important. You would always chain link 1 the low specifically, because you need low to special summon herself back to the board, and you need her to hit the board to turn on everything. Like Skull Guardian cannot be an Omni Negate unless she's on field, and same with Barrier, needs low and the ritual monster to be on field to avoid being targeted by card effects. So you'll chain link 1 low here and chain 2 Skull Guardian to search. Now typically with Skull Guardian for this combo, I'd like to search for the Ceravis just for some additional protection. You'll special summon back the low, and then here is pretty much what this 1-card combo will end on. The Skull Guardian acts as Omni Negate. The Barrier will protect these 2 from targeting, so they have to do something with this first. And then if they do remove it and they try to clear off one of these with a targeting effect, you can just hit them with the Ceravis, and then Ceravis can avoid that card from being targeted again. So it's just a nice handy board to have, and pretty standard for the first 1-card combo here. The next 1-card combo I'm going to show you is the 1-card Diviner combo. So basically Diviner the Herald is basically just another way to get yourself to low. So how this combo works, simply, once again, you normal summon the Diviner the Herald, and here you'll use the effect to dump a fairy from extra deck or main deck to the graveyard, And our choice for this combo is going to be Trias Hierarchy. Now here's another important piece. You'll use the effect of Trias Hierarchy, and what it does is it tributes Diviner for cost to summon itself. That is very important because a few people didn't know that this is actually cost. So it's handy to have a tribute for cost, so that makes sure you can resolve your Diviner regardless. So you summon out to Trias Hierarchy, and then you'll use the effect of the Diviner, and the effect of the Diviner will summon out low to the field. Now, you'll chain the... No, sorry, you won't. You'll use the effect of low, just like last time again, and you will place the barrier face up, and then you'll do the exact same thing again. Barrier to grab your Saphira, then you'll use the Saphira to dump herself and prayers to grab the Skull Guardian, and then once again, just like last time, you'll banish the Saphira to ritual summon, tribute the low, summon the Skull Guardian. Like I said, chain 1 and chain 2. So you'll search again. Once again, you'll search for Seravis for some additional protection, and then low will special summon herself out. Now, one thing you're going to notice here is that I avoided these two zones specifically, and that is simply because if they clear off the barrier here, I can't be relinquished animate if I play into these zones, because it's just less hassle. It's less hassle than it's worth. Like, just being able to play them here avoids any sort of interruptions or anything through the relinquished anima. It doesn't really matter if you place this one here. You can play here, you can play here, because typically you're going to be able to beat over a 1900 body if they do clear this. And then once again, if they do clear, you can just have the Seravis. But I'd rather not waste the Seravis on a relinquished anima or so, because it's typically something better to just hit with it anyway. And that's just the basic combo there again. Diviner combo just gets you into the exact same board, just have one extra body on board, which can be helpful as well in the follow-up turn, because you can just synchro these off into a Chaos Angel, and then you can kind of go crazy from there. But yeah, that's pretty standard for that combo. Now we'll move on to combo number 3. Okay, for combo number 3. So basically, this is if you see low or any way to low, e.g. like Diviner, or if you see just any way to get to low, and same for the Skull Guardian. If you see Saphira, if you see Skull Guardian, or even if you see Seravis, kind of plays the exact same way. So typically what you do here is normal summon the low. Like every time, you use the effect, grab the barrier. It's the most important piece of the combo. Now for barrier, instead of searching Saphira, like we did for the other two combos, here this adds a bit of complexity to the combo here. You'll use this effect to search for the new ritual and continuous spell, Blessing. So Blessing, basically, if either player summons a non-ritual monster, it's a quick effect ritual summon, and then whatever you summon off of it cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, you can also recycle one of your Voiceless voice cards from the banishment or the graveyard. So you'll search that off the barrier, and then you'll just fire it off straight away. And then your best bet here is to link summon. To summon your Salamangreat Almirage. And that's just simply to get the low in the graveyard. So then you can go Blessings effect to add the low from graveyard back to the hand. And then here you'll link off the Almirage into the Secure Gardener. And here you will use the effect of Blessing to ritual summon, tributing the low from the hand and summoning the Skull Guardian. Now you'll chain 1 low, chain 2 Skull Guardian, just like always. Low will summon herself back, and then the Skull Guardian will let you search. And here it's really up to you what you can search. You can search Saphira if you really want to. I opt not to though. It does play quite heavily into draw. Or it does play heavily like into a hand trap or anything. You kind of don't want to have like a dead Saphira in hand. So I just opt, once again, search Seravis. Or if you like having the follow-up next turn, you can search another low, and then to ensure that you have access to a second one if need be. But basically what this combo ends on then is you have the Secure Gardener to avoid your first bit of battle or effect damage. You have the Barrier and Blessing up, which allows you to basically recycle your pieces from banishment or the graveyard. Barrier, which will protect all 3 of them from being targeted. And also they can only attack the Skull Guardian here. The Skull Guardian also makes himself 4/1 while low is on the field or in the graveyard. And then once your opponent summons something, you can tribute the low with the blessing here to summon the Cerebus, and then low will bring herself back, and then that will grant you access to your Radiance. Now, having all three of these and a board just like this on field is pretty much a winning game state. Not many people can break it. And not to mention as well that Radiance also lets you recycle into another Cerebus if you really want to, or it can act as a double pop because you can control two of these. So it's a pretty good board to end on, and it's just a very important combo to know. And having the extra bit of protection from any battle or effect damage is quite nice, especially when you're playing into certain decks like branded and stuff. When you're trying to play around, the Masquerade Dragon and stuff, kind of helps you pop off a little bit on your opponent's turn without having to worry about some of the damage that you might take. That one or two extra interactions really does help. Getting on to combo number 4 then. Now, combo number 4. This is the dreaded Colossus combo. And basically, what it ensures is that you end on pretty much your Omni Negate. Nothing can be targeted except for the Colossus, and you end on Colossus. So, like normal, with normal summon the low, and we'll use the low's effect to grab the barrier. Barrier effect will search for the Saphira, like usual. And then you'll use the Saphira effect once again to dump herself and the ritual spell. And that will grab you your copy of the Skull Guardian. Now, she will banish herself, like usual, to tribute summon. And you will ritual the Skull Guardian, and then you'll chain 1 low like normal, chain 2 Skull Guardian. So low will search that, low will summon herself, you'll grab your Cerebus, and then here, it's very important, you will use the effect of Nemesis Corridor. He will special summon himself, and then the Saphira will be shuffled back into the deck. You'll then tribute the Nemesis Corridor, and that will give you access to your Thunder Dragon Colossus, which I opt to play here, so it cannot be relinquished animate, because it is one of the few cards in the deck that can be targeted by card effects, because barrier only protects light monsters. So summon it up here just kind of protects you from that. Can't co-link it to anything really as well, unless they really cement a board to it. But this combo is pretty crazy. It doesn't look like much, like the board looks pretty empty, but you do end on like the Colossus, so your opponent can't search, an Omni Negate, protection from targeting for these two, and then a protection from targeting for the Thunder Dragon Colossus if need be as well. So that's a pretty crazy board in of itself. And then obviously next turn you can use the effect of the barrier, search for something else, and then you can just go full combo, and you can try kill your opponent then on the clapback, which is great. Now that's kind of the majority of the combos that you really need to know. That's kind of the basic essentials of it. Like these are basically the only cards that you need to look at. You read these and you pretty much know the whole combo. So now I'm going to just showcase a couple of test hands to see how consistent the deck is. I have seen a few good results with this. Like I've got a couple of first places and just bubbled outside of the top 8 of the regionals that just happened here. So I'm going to showcase the consistency for the deck, and to do so I'm just going to give it a good shuffle. Okay, folks, so for the first test hand, I'm going to let you guys watch as I pile shuffle here, so you guys know I'm not stacking the deck or trying to fake views for whatever reason. But yeah, I do find this deck is very consistent, and if you don't know already, if you haven't seen the deck profile, I am on the branded variant. I don't choose to run Jowgen in main. I just think it's very gimmicky, and it's very risky trying to go for Jowgen just game 1, because I've had a few people kind of turn the tides on me when I chose to summon Jowgen instead of going for my Mirror Jade plays. Now just to make sure I'm randomizing it, I'll put 5 from the top to the bottom, and we'll see what we open up with here. So our opening hand is Low, Ash, Blessing, Albaz, and Diviner. That is a pretty good test hand. So I pretty much get to showcase exactly what I do on a normal basis here. I'll normal summon low. I'll use the low effect. And it's great here because she will let me place the barrier. And because I've already opened up the blessing here, I can actually do the typical 2-card combo, which would usually not be possible if I just open low on her own. So I'll use the barrier to search for the Skull Guardian. And now this is where I will showcase. This is very handy. So because low placed barrier and barrier search for my Skull Guardian, if my opponent was to draw me here, say, I've got full combo regardless. So like normal, I can summon, I can place the blessing down here. I'll link 1 into the Salamangreat Almirage. I'll use the effect of blessing to add from graveyard back to hand. And then I'll go link 1 into Secure Gardener. And then this will trigger my blessing to tribute the low, summon Skull Guardian. And low will summon herself back. Skull Guardian obviously will not get the search. But through a draw, I can not be targeted, avoids battle or damage or effect damage, and Omni Negate, and I can recycle anything from next turn. It's a quick effect ritual if I have one in hand, and then I also have the Ash Blossom in the hand to have that little bit of extra interruption. And if my opponent decides to want to make a board and just pass on it and try not to beat through my board because they can only attack the 4/1 Skull Guardian, I can just nail them with the Fallen Valbaz if need be. So that's the first test hand. It's a pretty decent board, and hopefully you got a good feel for how the deck runs when you open like a combination of like 2 cards you wouldn't like to think of opening together for certain test hands, or if you're trying to learn the combos. It's just good to see a mixture of different cards in the hand. So once again, we get on to test hand number 2. Right, so just like this one, I'm going to pause shuffle again, make sure you guys know I'm not falsifying my combo here. Yeah, it's no point of rigging these. Like, I want to show you how consistent the deck is, and I believe it's very consistent. So if I don't have faith in the deck, then there's no point of uploading this video at all. And like normal, I'll put the next 5 down to the bottom, make sure it's definitely randomized. And let's see what we open up with here. Nibiru, Saravis, Fallen Valbaz, Zephyra, and Radiance. Okay, so this looks like a rougher hand when you first glance at it, but realistically it's actually not too bad. So what you do, it does lose to draw, unfortunately. There's no way of playing around that with this hand. But you'll dump the Saravis here, the Zephyra here for the first part of the combo. She will send the prayers, and she will grab you a copy of the Skull Guardian. Now here you will just use the effect of Zephyra to ritual summon. You'll just tribute the Saravis in hand to summon the Skull Guardian, and then Skull Guardian will search, grab you your low. You'll normal summon the low, and low effect will then place the barrier. So place the barrier. Barrier effect to search. You'll search for blessing. And now you can activate the barrier. You can set 1. No, activate blessing, sorry. You set 1. You'll use the effect of blessing even to grab the Zephyra back. And here you have the target and protection. You have the pop with the Radiance here, or if you really want to, you can put the Saravis back, and you can summon the old man Saravis from the deck. Basically what he'll do is the first time your opponent will use an effect, he can bounce himself back to hand, and he'll basically summon this Saravis from the deck. So giving you an extra bit of interruption there if you really want to. And then you still have the Nibiru in hand, and then the Fallen Valbaz for the clapback like last time. So like I said, it's a pretty decent board to try get through. I'll go one more test hand and then see how we're feeling after that. Okay, so like I said, normally I like to pause shuffle before I do these test hands to make sure that it's completely randomized and to let you guys know that I'm not stacking the deck basically. So this is the third test hand now that I've done with this. Hopefully I can showcase like the branded combo as well here. But it's very hard to just showcase the branded one on its own because everyone kind of knows what branded does already. It's been here for quite some time. Perfect. So open Branded Fusion, Prayers, Saphira, Barrier, and Seravis. That is great. So the first thing I'd like to probably do here is I'd fire off the Saphira. No, I won't actually. No, I won't. I'll fire off with Barrier first, and I'll use the effective Barrier. So here, they'll have one of two options. They'll have to ash this, or they'll let it resolve. So I'll say they let it resolve, grab low, and we'll say they Drolus here. That's pretty okay. Because here, you can no summon the low effect. We'll place the blessing, and then here you can go Branded Fusion. Will let you send your Fallen Valbaz, and for this case to play through your copy of Droll that you've been hit with, you'll send the Skull Guardian, and here you will summon out the Albion, and then you'll go Albion effect to banish the Albaz and himself, to go into your copy of Lubellion effect. We'll dump Prayers, and Prayers, you'll resolve that first, to summon out the Mirror Jade. And then while Prayers is in graveyard, obviously it protects you from getting the likes like Super Poly hit on you. Then you use the effect of your blessing to add Skull Guardian back to hand from the grave. You will dump the Saphira to send the other Prayers. And then you don't have to add off the Saphira like I said in the combo, don't do that. Banish the Saphira to Ritual Summon, Tribute and Low, Summon Skull Guardian, chain 1, chain 2, you can't search, so just a low. Special itself, effective blessing will tribute the Lubellion, summon Seravis, and then there you go. So you've ended on the Mirror Jade, a Seravis to avoid any link monsters or synchro monsters that could be problematic, an Omni-Negate with the Skull Guardian, and these three are protected from targeting card effects, and then you can also recycle your Saphira, or you can recycle your Prayers if you want to. And then specifically, I want to showcase this as well before I sign off here. If your opponent was to drop a Super Poly and they target these two, what's going to happen is your low and your Skull Guardian will go to the graveyard, they get their monster, but then you'll fire off with Prayers, which allows it to basically banish itself if your ritual monster leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect. And in doing so, it'll let you summon a Voiceless Voice ritual monster from the deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So what you'll do is just summon the Skull Guardian back again, and then you'll summon back the Low, and then Low's effect will trigger, allowing you to place the Radiance then. So it actually kind of benefits you in a way. If you just see them drop the Super Poly and you're like, that's fine, that's okay. Because you get your Omni-Negate back, and you get your Radiance too. So this is now a double pop as well, which just adds more layers of interruption to the board after you just getting Super Poly. So you're basically punishing your opponent for Super Polying you. And that's pretty much all the combos and test hands I kind of wanted to showcase. Just kind of wanted to show you guys how the deck plays and kind of get you guys a feel for what I've been kind of doing and why I've seen so much success with the deck. As you can see, like from this last board specifically, I opened this a good few times as well, or I can open up the Colossus plays, and I always see results with it. So I hope you guys got a good feel for the deck and kind of learned how it runs, and maybe I've inspired one or two of you to even pick up and give the deck a try. So remember, please like, subscribe, and if you have any like criticisms or anything you think I should add to the deck, I am absolutely open to any sort of constructive criticism or any opinions that you might have on it. Any changes, I'm happy to do it. I'll give it a try, certainly. That's what got me to do the branded version in the first place. I was originally on pure, and someone recommended that I do branded, and I have been, and I kind of picked that as my favorite version of the deck now. So hit us a good comment down below. Just tell us what you think of the deck. Remember, use ChainBlock 5 at checkout on Kong's cards for 5% off. And thanks. Peace.